When production commenced on the Premier Mine in 1903, there was very little local labour available. The mine solved the problem by building compounds and hiring migrant labour from all over southern Africa. Care was taken to ensure that the different ethnic groups were separated in the compounds due to intertribal fighting. They were also kept separated in the workplace and had different working times. The compounds were situated at the southeastern side of the pit, and the workers had to walk around the top of the open pit to their place of work. The ones that worked in the pit would travel down the haulage way to their workplace. There were over 4,000 workers in each shift. All the drilling of the holes for blasting was done by hand. Every day these holes would be charged with explosives and blasted. Any ground too big to be loaded was broken by hand. The average amount of ground broken each shift was 8 tons. Ten tons of ground was loaded by each worker per shift into cocoa pans. These loaded cocoa pans were pushed by hand to an on-setting station at the bottom of the haulage and coupled to an endless haulage rope, which pulled the full cocoa pans from the mine to the top of the incline haulage. At the top of the haulage, the cocoa pans would uncouple themselves automatically from the haulage and gravitate to receiving hoppers to tip the kimberlite. At number 3 gear, the kimberlite would be washed and further reduced by crushing and other means. The ground would then be fed into hoppers, where the heavier diamond-rich ground would be forced out of the top of the hopper. The power to run the gears was generated at a coal-powered power station. Ground would then be taken to the recovery and fed over grease tables. Premier Mine had an arrangement with De Beers, who held the patent rights, 16 grease tables. Thomas Major Cullinan, who was the managing director of Premier Mine, was a frequent visitor to the mine. Here he can be seen coming out of the open pit after one of his visits. Fred Wells, who found the Cullinan diamond, was now the manager of number 3 gear. Here he can be seen walking through the number 3 gear plant.